whenever you're ready to start talking. Okay, so who are you and what animal are you talking about today?
Hi, I'm Thushara, the Southwest Sales Director for ZoomEd, and I'm going to be talking about Satanic Leaf-tailed Geckos today.
Now, if you could be the devil's advocate, tell us why these geckos are so cool.
So the reason they're called Satanic Leaf-tailed Geckos is because they have two small horns above their eyes, and they look like the devil a little bit. They're one of the smaller species of Uroplatus geckos, so you can keep them in a smaller tank, and they don't take up a lot of space like some of the larger species, and their patterns are really cool. They have kind of like a mossy look to them, some of them, and yeah, they're very cryptic looking, so that's kind of what got me into them.
Kind of look like an alien almost.
Yeah, they have a very distinct head. They have a tail that's shaped like a leaf, so they blend in and camouflage very well, and they're just an all-around cool lizard. Yeah, I've probably been keeping them for maybe 10 years now or something like that, and they're definitely one of my favorites out of all the animals. Like you said, I've kept a bunch of different stuff over the years, and I find them to be cool, interesting, like terrarium creatures to have, yeah.
Have you kept other Uroplatus before?
Yeah, I've had some of the mossies and some of the bigger leaf-tailed geckos. They just require a lot more space, and yeah, I'm pretty limited on what I can have right now. Definitely need more medium to advanced. It's really just temperature. So if you can avoid them getting too hot, that's one of the biggest things or biggest problems people have is them overheating. And if you have them set up properly temperature-wise and water and feed them, they're actually pretty bulletproof. Big Uroplatus is probably like that, maybe a little bigger, where these guys are probably 4 or 5 inches.
Real small.
The max for a big female. So they do like a more vertical enclosure, few inches of substrate on the bottom, either some Reptile soil with some New Zealand sphagnum moss over it is usually what I do. Small water bowl and some nice climbing branches and live plants, and they're pretty happy. I feed them mostly crickets and roaches, and then if you're breeding them, you want to give them some snails too.
Is that for like higher calcium or?
Yeah, the snails are good for calcium and just kind of helps egg production and growth. Absolutely, you can set them up bioactive where you have your isopods and springtails on the bottom, and they'd probably actually eat some of those isopods too.
Oh, cool. Are these something that would be a good paludarium species or no?
I wouldn't do them with a large water area. They're not real great swimmers, so I'd keep them away from large water areas. They live in like the few bottom feet of the forest, so they're hanging out on kind of like underbrush and that kind of stuff.
And they almost look like a leaf a little bit too. Would you recommend like a specific type of leaf or something that they like?
Yep. So I use oak leaves just that I find locally, and I clean them really well. You can oven kind of heat them and kill anything that might be on them, and rinse them really well, and they hold up to the moisture, and they look natural in the cage. Cooler, probably 60, 65 at night, and maybe 72 to 76 during the day, somewhere in that range. And spray them down daily, and they're pretty happy.
Did you say what size terrarium is good for, like 1 versus 2, would you say?
So I would keep one in minimum size, maybe like a 12 by 12 by 18 tall cage. And I keep my pairs in like a 18 by 18 cube or a 24 by 12 by 12 cage. So they're native to Madagascar, and the people there, I think, believe them to be poisonous or like cursed, so they actually kill these animals when they find them. So due to that and deforestation, their natural habitat is kind of under siege, and the more people breeding them in the U.S. and around the world in captivity, the more chances these animals have of surviving.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about these with us. And this isn't live, obviously, but if you guys have any questions for Thushara about Satanic Leaf-tailed Geckos, mention them in the comments. All right, thanks.